Alright y'all, let's do a real unboxing video on the kicker QSS-674. They're actually QSS-674. So as you can see here, you get them, they're going to come wrapped in plastic in the box. Then specifications and everything, and mounting perimeters be on the back of the box. And there you go. Kicker QS-677 component speaker system. There we go. So let's go ahead and get these jokers out of the plastic. And dump it down there. And let's see what we got inside the box. Alright, we got our typical stop. If you need assistance, call Kicker Technical Support. They can assist you. We'll have our owner's manual, product information, and lift this top here. And voila, beautifully packaged. We'll go ahead and start with the tweeter. And there's our beautiful tweeter. You can see it's actually in a little enclosure itself, which is good because, believe it or not, tweeters actually kind of should be in an enclosure. But this can screw off of here for different mounting options. And goes our mid-bass driver. Go ahead and pop her out. And the grills are should be I keep overshooting it. Alright, let me adjust this camera angle. We'll get a better view now that we see what's in the box. Alright guys, and we got y'all repositioned. We can take a look at everything we got out of the box and packaging. First thing we're going to take a look at is the mid-bass driver, which they come with these installation rings here, so you can mount your driver, and for a cleaner looking installation, you can snap the ring on like so. And yeah, so we're going to set this one off to the side for a minute, spin around on the rotisserie. And they actually come with the grill, and the ring is actually separate. It is not something that you have to disassemble the grill for. So when you use the grills, really nice looking, classy looking grills. Now we take a look at the back side of the motor here. Really nice, shiny, chrome plated. Comes with nice little rubber boots on it, and even on the mid-bass driver, we've actually got voice coil cooling vents. On the mid-bass driver here, we've got our spring-loaded terminals. Look like they'll probably, I don't know, easily take like a 12-gauge speaker wire, something like that. The tinsel leads, if I can get in here, while they don't exactly look woven, and I know I don't have the lighting, they're definitely attached to the spider, but they don't exactly look woven in. But then again, this is a 6 3/4 inch mid-bass driver, so we don't really sometimes expect things like woven tinsel leads, now do we? I wouldn't. Now, one thing I don't get is why we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mounting holes on this on the 6 3/4 inch mid bass driver. That's kind of crazy. Now, so anyway, so we're going to spin around now and get over here to our tweeter. Now, this tweeter here, I have screwed the expansion piece off, and I'm going to show you what the expansion piece for here in just a second. So if you're going to mount your tweeter flush in a door panel, whatnot, you're going to take the expansion housing off. That's what I'm going to call it, an expansion housing. Now, and then this is with the expansion housing on the other one. So it's a really nice, I think, 1 1/8 inch soft dome. See if we can get you guys really in there. Yeah, there we go. See, it's a soft dome, 1 1/8 inch tweeter. And I do like the fact that it is in a very tiny sealed enclosure. That's really nice. And will come with a package of brackets for mounting into a door panel or etc. And there was one thing I was looking for. Oh, here we go. Now, as I got the CS components, I like the mounting better on the CS components than I do on these. This here comes with this piece. As you can see, it's got 4 legs on it. It's kind of a hard, it's really kind of a hard, almost brittle plastic, so I'm afraid that what might happen is because when you go to screw it on, you get your tweeter in your panel, and then you're going to have to screw this piece down. Now, if you're on an uneven panel, you're going to have to snip portions of whatever leg you need off to get a tight fit into there. The CS component was basically designed where you had just like a flat piece, you screwed it on, and that was it. To me, that's a better design than with these little legs, because you're actually going to have extra depth behind your panel to use this right. I mean, I guess could cut all the legs off, but you would have to have a really thick panel at that point. You'd have to be putting it in, yeah. So I like the LCS component mounting design on the tweeter better than I do this here, but we'll live with it. And let's go ahead and cover. They give you a whole bunch of screws and speed clips. That's nice. And you're also going to get a bag of these. These are going to be jumpers for the crossover. The crossover here is actually going to be the crown jewel, really, of this system here. I'm going to take and get rid of everything off my little rotisserie here, except for a mid-bass driver, so I can turn the crossover up there. Alright, and I'm going to try to zoom in on this crossover. Let's see here. See, my camera went a little dark, so I have to come back out, y'all. Sorry. Want one more time to lighten up? Brighten up? One more time? There we go. Okay. This is a massive crossover. To remove the cover, you simply give it a squeeze and a lift. And really nice polycarbonate cover with a kicker logo. Nice. And here's our crossover network. Yes, look at these coils on this joker here. Those are really sweet, nice coils. Now, you're going to need the jumpers, the additional jumpers, possibly, because they have a jumper installed that is plus 6D, and they have the plus 6 dB jumper already installed, and you've got your input jumper. This crossover is bi-ampable, so that means that if you are running If you want to run the front end full active and still run it through the crossover, you can do so. You'll simply remove the input jumper, and then you will have your mid-bass input and your tweeter input. Then you'll have your mid-bass output and then your tweeter output, and that's how you can run a two-way active system with leaving the passive crossover into play, which you might want to do, because I need to turn this around here so we can get a glimpse right into here. That is what we call the light bulb trick. And on top of the light bulb trick, this is an aluminum heat sink to help dissipate heat furthermore. The light bulb, anything, I believe it's right around 100 watts RMS, the light bulb starts to light up, and that absorbs power to help protect the tweeter. It has no adverse effects on sound quality, but it just soaks up power that the tweeter might not be able to handle. And like I said, I do believe that that is right at about 100 watts RMS on the tweeter side, and that does not affect the power going to the mid-bass driver. That's only on the tweeter. And like I said, you can tell that is an actual aluminum heat sink, and that is actually attached to resistors that are located directly underneath it, and it goes across the light bulb and attached to another set of resistors right over here by my other finger. So that way the resistors do not get too hot, the light bulb does not heat up, and everything stays nice and cool and distortion free. That's the madness behind that. And that about covers the crossover. This really is the crown jewel of this system here. That's why this system is going to sound as good as it does. And I would highly recommend, even if you are like me running two-way active setup, I will be leaving this passive crossover into play, because it's definitely going to be worthwhile to do so. And of course underneath, no detail, they got their kicker logo. And it's just very well designed, very well built, like a tank crossover. That's my hand. I got pretty big hands, and so it is a large crossover network. So make sure you got room to put that puppy somewhere. Okay, now let's go back to the mid-bass driver. There's still more to learn about the mid-bass driver. Okay, we're going to bring the tweeter over. Remember I was mentioning this had the tweeter expansion mount on it, and this one does not. So why would you want the tweeter expansion mount unit? Well, I'm going to show you, because this component set can either be used as separates, as most folks will use them, but if you're in a situation where you can actually build a really nice set of kick panels and you would like to have a coaxially mounted component, well, that's why we do have it that way. You simply remove, and there again, everything about this is extremely high quality. This is actually a solid aluminum slug, and with the solid aluminum slug in play, that's actually going to help dissipate heat from the voice coil when run in a separate component set. And if we can get a really good look down in there, we can see that we have a full copper shorting ring in there. That's going to further help with heat dissipation as well. And then with the perimeter venting on the voice coil, so this handling 150 watts RMS from probably about 60 hertz on up should not be an issue whatsoever. And as you can see here, we've got our rubber surround, and it is relatively thick, and we have our Kevlar poly reinforced cone, and Sugar actually has a decent amount of travel excursion on it. I don't want to mechanically move it too hard. So anyway, back to how the tweeter goes in. So once you remove your aluminum slug, simply take your speaker wires, insert them down through the hole like so, like so, like so. Sorry guys. So let's try this again. Insert our wires down through the hole like so. Pull the tweeter up, turn the mid base back over, and simply screw the tweeter hear that? We're tight enough. See, we got a ratcheting system to let you know that you're tight enough. That's all you need to tighten it. And that also allows you to see where our terminals are at. See where our kicker logo is at. I can twist that kicker logo right on around there. So that way if I need the terminals up and the logo up, I can do so. Or if I need the logo up because the terminals are down, I can do so. So that's attention to detail in everything with these puppies right here. And I think that's gonna do it, guys, for the detailed unboxing and look at the Kicker QSS-674s. That's it. Everything is really good quality, and I highly recommend, if you're shopping for a high-end component set, to give them a serious look, even though they're not going to stand up and cooperate with me at this moment, because they are definitely built like tanks with a lot of attention to detail. And yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we'll be getting this car together and we can get a sound check on everything. So be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a good one.